Sally Field just shattered everything you thought you knew about Forrest Gump. For 30 years, she carried a secret so devastating it would forever change the way audiences see one of Hollywood's most beloved films. While the world celebrated her as the perfect mother figure, Field was quietly enduring something that would break most people. The role everyone thought was her career triumph was, in truth, her career death sentence, and she knew it from the very first day on set. What she finally revealed isn't just unfair, it's cruel, and the most twisted part? Everyone in Hollywood accepted it as completely normal. The year was 1994, and Forrest Gump was about to become the cultural phenomenon that defined a generation. Tom Hanks delivered the performance of a lifetime. The groundbreaking effects dazzled audiences, and the story about perseverance and kindness captured hearts everywhere. But for Sally Field, this enormous success came with a price no one saw coming. From the beginning, she almost walked away. During early script talks, she seriously considered declining the role, not because of the story, but because of what saying yes would mean for her future. Hollywood has a way of offering roles that seem impossible to refuse, and with Oscar potential in the air, turning it down felt unthinkable. Yet in her gut, she already knew the cost Sally Field walked onto. That set as Hollywood royalty. A two-time Academy Award winner, she had proven herself in everything from Norma Rae to Places in the Heart. She had conquered television, then established herself as one of the most respected dramatic actresses of her time. On paper, joining Forrest Gump should have been an easy decision. Instead, it felt like a haunting choice. The quirky script was risky, but the real issue wasn't the story, it was the role she was asked to play. She was cast as Mrs. Gump, the mother of Tom Hanks, who was actually 10 years younger than her. Think about that. A woman just shy of 50, still in her prime, was suddenly being told she was old enough to play mother to a man younger than her. To Hollywood, it made perfect sense. To Field, it felt like a knife to the heart. This wasn't just about one role, it was about what the casting symbolized. Hollywood was telling her that her days as a romantic lead were over, that at 47 she was no longer desirable enough to stand opposite a leading man. While men her age continued starring in love stories well into their 60s, Field was being pushed into the mother category, and the most painful part was that she had to smile, accept it, and pretend to be grateful. On set, the struggle didn't stop. Director Robert Zemeckis was meticulous, and Field often found herself clashing with him over how Mrs. Gump should be portrayed. The friction, while creatively useful, was emotionally draining. Her dynamic with Tom Hanks added another challenge. Hanks worked instinctively, relying on natural charisma, while Field approached acting with precision, breaking down every beat. Their chemistry worked beautifully on screen, but behind the scenes, she often felt as if she were scrambling to keep up all while carrying the weight of what this role meant for her career. Every scene she filmed carried a cruel irony. She drew on her real experiences as a mother to make Mrs. Gump authentic, but doing so only reinforced Hollywood's vision of her as a woman whose value existed only in nurturing men. The famous box of chocolate scene became a bittersweet moment. While delivering one of cinema's most quoted lines, she was privately reckoning with the uncertainty of her own future. She was forced to embody maternal wisdom while mourning the death of her identity as a leading lady. When the movie became a global sensation, Sally Field was trapped in an impossible position. Critics and audiences praised her performance. Mrs. Gump was celebrated as one of the most memorable mothers in film history. But for Field, every compliment felt like confirmation that Hollywood had officially aged her out. Tom Hanks went on to win the Oscar for Best Actor, while her work wasn't even nominated. His transformation was seen as brilliance, hers was seen as expected. For years, she stayed silent, praising the film in interviews while quietly processing the damage it had done to her career. Decades later, when she finally spoke out, her revelation reframed the entire story. Being cast as the mother of someone younger wasn't just odd, it was symbolic of Hollywood's ruthless treatment of women once they cross an invisible age line. What audiences saw as warmth and wisdom was, in reality, an actress channeling her own grief, her frustration, and her pain into a performance that became unforgettable. Sally Field's confession didn't just change how people see Forrest Gump, it forced the world to confront a dark truth about Hollywood itself. Her courage to speak out has since extended far beyond film. She's used her voice to highlight ageism, inequality, and systemic bias in the industry. For every Sally Field who gets recast as a mother, dozens of other actresses disappear altogether, stripped of opportunity. Field turned her pain into power, connecting her experience to her activism and her refusal to be silent any longer. The woman Hollywood tried to sideline became the woman unafraid to fight for truth. And now, when we revisit Mrs. Gump's most famous words, life is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get. They carry a deeper meaning. Sally Field delivered that wisdom while living its reality. What Hollywood gave her was bitter, but what she made of it was remarkable. Behind that performance is a story of resilience, heartbreak, and courage. And that knowledge doesn't diminish the magic of her work, it makes it even more powerful.